Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Hey everyone, big news involving Red Bull Racing and Max Verstappen, and this one could have a serious impact on the team's season. So make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you don't want to miss out on any updates. And if you enjoy this video, drop a like to help support our work. As you may have heard by now, Verstappen was penalized for his incident with George Russell during the Spanish Grand Prix. Not only did he lose positions during the race, but he also received 3 penalty points on his super license. That takes his total to 11 out of a maximum 12 points. And that's where things get tense. If Verstappen picks up even one more penalty point in the next races, he will be suspended for 1 Grand Prix. That would leave Red Bull in a very uncomfortable position, not only because Verstappen is their main title contender, but also because the team currently lacks clear backup options ready to step in immediately. To prepare for this worst-case scenario, the website The Race reports that Red Bull has requested a super license for young driver Arvid Lindblad. Lindblad currently races in Formula 2 and is sitting 3rd in the championship. He's part of the Red Bull Junior team and is considered a top prospect for the team's future. However, there's one major issue. He's only 17 years old. Although Lindblad already meets the points requirement for a super license, his age means he would need special authorization from the FIA. But there is precedent. Last year, Mercedes junior driver Kimi Antonelli was also just 17 when the FIA approved a similar exception after evaluating his maturity and track record. So, there's a good chance Lindblad could receive the same green light if needed. Red Bull's plan, according to the report, is to have multiple layers of backup. If Verstappen does end up being suspended, the first choice to replace him in the main team would be Isaac Hadjar, who is impressing this year with Racing Bulls, formerly AlphaTauri. Giving Hadjar a chance in the senior car would serve both as a short-term solution and a valuable test for Red Bull's future. With Hadjar promoted temporarily, Racing Bulls would then need to fill his seat. And that's where Arvid Lindblad or Ayumu Iwasa, one of the team's current reserve drivers, comes into the picture. This strategy allows Red Bull to stay protected against multiple scenarios, especially if another unexpected driver issue arises. The FIA is expected to vote next week on whether Lindblad will receive early access to a full super license. If approved, he would become eligible to compete in F1 despite being under 18. Thanks to the updated FIA rule allowing exceptions for underage drivers who meet the points and maturity criteria. All this shows that Red Bull is taking Verstappen's situation very seriously. The team clearly doesn't want to be caught off guard. Whether this is just a smart precaution or a sign that they're genuinely worried Verstappen could lose his temper and earn that final penalty point, well, that's up for debate. Let's not forget, Verstappen has always been an aggressive and passionate racer. While that's part of what makes him great, it also means he walks a fine line when it comes to the rules. Just one more incident, even a minor one, could lead to a race ban. So what do you think? Is Red Bull right to prepare for a possible Verstappen suspension? Or is this just an overreaction to a tense situation? And if Verstappen does get suspended, do you think Hadjar and Lindblad are up to the task of stepping in for a Grand Prix? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next in this unfolding story. Hey everyone, we've got fresh updates about Mercedes as they continue facing a rough stretch in the 2025 Formula One season. After technical issues at the Spanish Grand Prix and only moderate performances in recent races, the team is now turning its focus to the Canadian GP, hoping for a turnaround. Before we dive into the details, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of our daily, straight-to-the-point F1 updates. Over the past 3 races, Mercedes has only scored 18 points combined with both drivers, a far cry from the expectations of a team that aimed to fight for wins and possibly even the championship. The disappointment peaked in Spain when Kimi Antonelli was forced to retire due to a power unit issue. This setback has sparked concern within the team, especially since the number of power unit components a team can use in a season is strictly limited. Now, Mercedes faces a decision: install a new power unit, which would compromise the rest of the season due to potential penalties, or attempt to salvage and reuse the current unit. If they exceed the component limits, The FIA imposes severe grid penalties, which could seriously affect their chances in upcoming races. Engineers are currently assessing whether the damaged unit can be repaired and used safely, or if replacing it is inevitable. Meanwhile, attention is also turning toward the Canadian Grand Prix, which takes place next weekend. According to Mercedes technical director James Allison, the team believes their car will perform better if the weather is cooler. In the last few races, tire warm-up and degradation have been major weaknesses, especially in hotter conditions. The team has struggled to find the ideal balance, causing inconsistent pace during key race moments. In preparation for Canada, Mercedes is planning to bring a small upgrade package. While Allison didn't go into detail about the exact nature of these updates, he confirmed they are minor modifications intended to help the team gather new data and assess the direction for the rest of the season. The goal is to understand what's holding them back and to determine whether larger changes will be necessary as the year progresses. Allison also admitted that some of the performance issues in Spain were the result of setup decisions made by the team. According to him, Mercedes didn't optimize their configuration for the track conditions, which amplified their existing struggles with tire degradation and grip. Learning from these mistakes is now a priority, and the team is determined not to repeat them in Canada. So what does all this mean for Mercedes moving forward? They're clearly still in damage control mode, trying to minimize penalties, squeeze performance out of a car that hasn't lived up to expectations, and keep their young talent, Antonelli, competitive. At the same time, they're cautiously optimistic that cooler temperatures and a new setup approach could help them improve in Montreal. But fans and analysts are starting to ask the hard questions. Did Mercedes miscalculate their 2025 development path? Can they still challenge McLaren, Red Bull, or Ferrari later this season? And how much pressure is the team under with the spotlight now shifting to power unit reliability, upgrade strategy, and driver performance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Were your expectations higher for Mercedes this year? Or are they exactly where they should be given the current competition? And what are your hopes for the Canadian GP? Can they bounce back, or is this just another step in a tough season? Hey everyone, here's a quick but important update to keep you informed on what's happening in the world of Formula One. And today, it's all about Mercedes and the uncertainty surrounding its future driver lineup. For a while now, it seemed clear that George Russell would remain with the Silver Arrows, with insiders suggesting his contract renewal had already been negotiated and was simply awaiting signature. But just as everything appeared to be settled, Mercedes suddenly hit the brakes. Why? Because of Max Verstappen. Yes, there are growing rumors that Verstappen could leave Red Bull sooner than expected, possibly as early as the end of this season. The internal issues at Red Bull, including ongoing management controversies and performance setbacks, have opened the door for other teams, and Mercedes is reportedly keeping a very close eye on the situation. This puts Russell in a tough spot. Despite performing well this season and proving himself as a reliable and talented driver, he could be the one to lose his seat if Verstappen becomes available. The reason? Kimi Antonelli. Antonelli is Mercedes' golden boy, a young, highly promising talent groomed within the team's development program. Many inside the garage, including team principal Toto Wolff, have invested heavily in his progression. That makes Antonelli nearly untouchable, especially as he represents the long-term future of the team. If Verstappen does become a real option for Mercedes, it's now looking more likely that Russell would be the one shown the door, not Antonelli. And what does Russell think about all of this? Surprisingly, he's taking it all with a lot of class. Speaking recently to the media, Russell said he would be happy to have Verstappen as a teammate, adding that every team on the grid right now would want Max. He even said that if he were Toto Wolff, he too would try to sign Verstappen. That's a bold and honest take from someone whose own job could be on the line. Russell went on to say that this isn't about disrespect. It's simply part of the sport. He used the example of Ferrari, explaining that even a 7-time world champion like Lewis Hamilton would be replaced if the team had a chance to pair Verstappen with Charles Leclerc. So in his view, it's not personal, it's just reality. And in that reality, Max Verstappen is the #1 driver on every team's wish list. Still, nothing has been officially decided. Verstappen's future remains uncertain, and for now, both Russell and Antonelli are technically safe. But this situation highlights just how competitive and unpredictable F1 can be. where even proven drivers can lose their seat to a superstar and rising talents are protected as future champions. So what do you think? Is Russell being realistic, or is he underestimating his own value to Mercedes? Should the team really consider replacing him with Verstappen, or should Antonelli be the one to step aside if Max shows interest in joining? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more F1 updates like this every day. Straight to the point, no fluff, just racing news that matters.